Bună ziua! Hello.
So, Alina, I think we can start the meeting, and if anybody will join us later, they can catch up.
So the international guests should come and accompany us. So today we are opening an event, and I welcome you all. We are having this webinar of innovation of profession of nursing in the name of the International Nurses Day, as it is an annual commemoration of the birth of Florence Nightingale, which was the foundational philosopher of modern nursing. So we welcome you all, and we are glad to have you here. And first of all, I should mention the point of this our meeting is to establish to what extent the last few years brought innovation in nursing education, and to what extent the digitalization influenced the process of learning and nursing practice. First of all, I should start with the welcome discourse of the school management. And I shall invite our general manager and president of the managing board of Școala Postliceală Sanitară Carol Davila, Professor Dr. Alexandru Ioan Mincu, to address us a few words upon this event. So please go ahead.
Thank you, Lina. Thank you, Andrea. Congratulations for this initiative. Many happy returns to all the nurses around the globe, celebrating one day in advance and taking advantage of the technologies. Unfortunately, we should be apart. There are some advantages using distance communication technologies, and there are some downsides because we cannot be together and to cheer up together for the nurses around the world. The topic of this meeting is rather actual and helpful, because who would have thought in 2019 that our health systems around the world would be so challenged by a pandemic that was probably, as was mentioned as a possibility. We all know that Bill Gates said some years before that catastrophe can happen if a virus would have a mutation or will be generated. And look, that it happened, and some of us, we had to reorganize our lives. We lost also some dear ones, and the education of the nursing activity was impacted by having to use online courses. So all the premises are here. Nobody would have wished to have such a challenge. But if it happened, why wouldn't we learn from this, and we would prepare to be better and to have this chance of using the latest technologies in communication, in learning, and in staying together by not being together. As a professional in education, I have been using for last 20 years means of distance communication. I had cooperation with an university, one of the best universities for business studies in Canada. And as we all know, Canada, it's a beautiful country, but it spans over 4 time zones, and it has most of its population in the southern part of it. So distance learning and tools of communicating using the latest technology were very useful. So I got to know them rather early. And now during the pandemic, they were net exporters of this technology, and based on their experience, a lot of applications and devices were used and created for keeping us together, including the nursing education. On another dimension, also is very important to learn how to use this technology and to adapt ourselves to this new style, including even I would say rules of politeness, which are a little bit different than for the ones meeting in person. One of the last thoughts I have, my own brother, he's a surgeon, and in 2004, he got a specialization for using remote station for surgery. Of course, it requires the best connectivity, so the lag time is the shortest possible. And they learned how to perform interventions remotely. So at one end, next to the patient was a robot, and the hand that my brother was commanding was thousands of miles away. So the technology is here. Either we want it or not, it will come, and we have to learn. We better learn how to use it. And I wish you good luck with this quest for new technologies and digitalization for the nursing education and nursing practice. And I look forward to have a very good interaction with you and to learn new things. And I wish you good luck. And once again, thank you very much for initiating this interaction and learning how to be together without being together. All the best.
Okay, thank you so much. Now I would also like to invite our manager of the school, Mrs. Aurelia Șova, to share with us a few welcoming words.
Hello, sunt Aurelia Șova. Doresc să vă mulțumesc că ne sunteți alături pentru dezbaterea unei componente esențiale din pregătirea asistentului medical.
Okay, so I am Aurelia Șova, manager of Școala Postliceală Sanitară Carol Davila, and I want to thank you all for being here today with us to debate about an essential component of nursing education.
Schimbările accelerate ale mediului cu repercusiuni asupra sănătății și accentuarea stresului fizic și psihosocial determină o evoluție a patologiilor care necesită schimbarea și îmbunătățirea modului de îngrijire medicală.
So practically the fast changes that we had on health domain lately, and the acceleration of physical and psychical stress led to a series of pathologies that brought with them the need of a process of change and improvement in nursing care.
Astfel, de pe băncile școlii trebuie să-i învățăm pe viitorii asistenți medicali să fie receptivi la noutățile din domeniul medical și să se implice activ în cercetarea medicală și în inovarea profesiei de asistent medical.
So since we are students in nursing career, we must, as teachers, help them to be receptive to the innovation of the medical field and actively involve them in medical research and modernization of nursing profession. So as they have this opportunity to be innovated.
Mulțumesc.
Thank you so much. Now we would like to ask Mrs. Andrea Ciolti, our deputy manager, to also address us a few words on this event. Please, Andrea.
Yes. Hello, thank you, Alina. My name is Andrea Ciolti, as Alina said before. It is a pleasure for me to be with all of you here today, and I would like to congratulate all nurses for this special day. I know that there are some people connected that are not nurses today, but I think we can all celebrate together. I am not a nurse myself, I'm a biology teacher, but it is a great pleasure for me to work with you all. I hope and I'm looking forward that this webinar today would help us improve our knowledge and also competencies, because we can learn a lot from other people. We have some international guests that will share their experience during the last few years with us. So I think this is a win-win situation for all of us. Looking forward to hear all from you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Andrea. Now, since we are an European school, and you should know a few information about us as activity in nursing education, and taking into account the important event that we are celebrating today, I would ask our teacher, Corina Bucur, to introduce us to a few details of the event we are celebrating, and to a few information on our school activity. Please, Corina. Can you hear us, Corina?
She appears to be connected, but I'm not sure she's hearing us. I would give her a call.
Yes, just a moment.
Okay, excuse me. Hello and welcome. I'm so glad to be with you in this special day. And I need to share with you a presentation. I need a permission for share. Alina, could you give me?
Andreea, cred că trebuie să-ți
Andreea?
dea... Andreea?
Yes, just a second.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
You are the host now, Corina, and you are able to share.
Yes, thank you. So, every year on May 12, we celebrate the Nurses' Day. Why? Because on May 12, 1820, a great personality was born, Florence Nightingale. I choose this image that shows her next to Queen Victoria, who was close to Nightingale and appreciated her very much. Florence Nightingale was an English social reformer, statistician, and the founder of modern nursing. Nightingale came to prominence while serving as a manager and trainer of nurses during the Crimean War, in which she organized care for wounded soldiers of Constantinople. She gave nursing a favorable reputation and became an icon of Victorian culture, especially in the person of the lady with the lamp, making rounds of wounded soldiers at night. So in 1860, she laid the foundation of professional nursing with the establishment of her nursing school at St. Thomas Hospital in London. It was the first secular nursing school in the world and is now part of King's College London. In recognition of her pioneering work in nursing, the Nightingale Pledge, taken by new nurses and named in her honor, and the annual International Nurses Day is celebrated on her birthday. Her social reforms, including improving healthcare for all sections of British society, advocating better hunger relief in India, helping to abolish prostitution laws that were harsh for women, and expanding the acceptable forms of female participation in the workforce. Nightingale was also a pioneer in statistics. She represented her analysis in graphical forms to ease drawing conclusions and actionables from data. She is famous for usage of the polar area diagram, also called the Nightingale-Rose diagram, equivalent to a modern circular histogram. This diagram is still regularly used in data visualization. Nightingale was a prodigious and versatile writer. In her lifetime, much of her published work was concerned with spreading medical knowledge. She was also a pioneer in data visualization with the use of infographics using graphical presentations of statistical data in an effective way. Much of her writing, including her extensive work on religion and mysticism, has only been published posthumously. Carol Davila Nursing College, our school, is named after the founder of School of Medicine in Romania, Carol Davila. It is a non-profit institution that operates for self-financing. It was founded in 1990 and led until 2008 by Dr. Mioara Mingu. Her words remain famous. Some people are too tired to give you a smile. Give them one, because no one needs a smile more than the one who can no longer give it. Carol Davila Nursing College is the only school in the whole country that applies this European concept through encouraging the students to achieve an extensive practice experience, opportunity of understanding the true value of nursing, discovering the influences of culture through nursing, motivating the students to perform nursing by European standards, supporting the students in achieving and share knowledge and European experiences, encouraging the intercultural communication and opportunity of sharing with their colleagues the importance of the gathered experience during the exchange period. Regarding extracurricular activities of Carol Davila Nursing College, we have online and offline nursing workshops. The activity involves participation of students along our specialists in different medical fields with the objective of supporting the students enhancing and improve knowledge of nursing profile. Hyperglico Day, part of the project for Friends, organized by USA Embassy in Romania, volunteering and friendship values are promoted. Our school granted free testing of blood sugar values and blood pressure. Power of Pink, International Month of Breast Cancer. As health educators, the school promoted the event through a series of events meant for prevention of breast cancer. Equity in palliative care, the process of communication nurse-patient with the objective of improving the nursing services. Some international projects and partnerships. Erasmus+, European nursing module, includes over 20 European nursing universities. Partnership with Finland, Helsinki, Vives University, Belgium, Kortrijk. The healthcare system in Romania has the following main objectives: to provide healthcare highly qualified to everybody, to provide complete healthcare to mother, child, and youth, to identify and eliminate health risk factors, to educate citizens in preventing diseases. Public healthcare goal is to promote health, to prevent diseases, and improve the quality of life. Public health assistance is guaranteed by the state and financed from the state budget, local budgets, National Health Insurance Fund, or other sources. Some categories of citizens entitled to free medical services are children under the age of 18, disabled persons with no other income beside the one from the government, pregnant women with no income or an income under the minimum base salary, citizens in the military service, on sick leave due to a professional accident or a professional disease, citizens in detention, citizens who lost their jobs and receive financial help from the government, retired citizens. So, digital technologies increasingly affect nursing globally. Examples include the growing presence of artificial intelligence and robotic systems, society's reliance on mobile, internet, and social media, and increasing dependence on telehealth and other virtual models of care, particularly in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite substantial advances to date, challenges in nursing's use of digital technology persist. A perennial concern is that nurses have generally not kept pace with rapid changes in digital technologies and their impact on society. This limits the potential benefits they bring to nursing practice and patient care. To respond to these challenges and prepare for the future, nursing must begin immediate transformation into a digitally enabled profession that can respond to the complex global challenges facing health systems and society. Many examples show how digital technologies already bring benefit to nursing practice and education. For instance, telehealth programs where nurses provide daily monitoring, coaching, and triage of patients with several chronic diseases have helped reduce emergency department admissions. Mobile devices, in particular smartphones and health applications, are enabling nurses to offer remote advice on pain management, to adolescent patients with cancer and supplement aspects of nursing education by providing innovative pedagogical solutions for content delivery and remote learning opportunities. The development and application to nursing of systems based on artificial intelligence are still in their infancy, but preliminary evidence suggests virtual chatbots could play a part in streamlining communication with patients, and the robots could increase the emotional and social support patients receive from nurses, while acknowledging inherent challenges such as data privacy, ethics, and cost effectiveness. The profession must reframe how nurses interact with and care for patients in a digital world. The sheer variety of do-it-yourself health and wellness applications, mobile and social media applications, and other virtual healthcare options available to customers is impressive. All this may seem antithetical toward the traditionally espoused nursing role, therapeutic relationships in physical interactions. But patients are increasingly empowered, connected to the internet, and demanding personalized or self-management healthcare models that fit their busy and varied lifestyles. To maximize its impact on patient care, the profession should continue to develop virtual care modalities that exploit internet and mobile technology, drawing on its experiences with telehealth and remote models of care.
Okay.
Care approaches. Okay.
Thank you, Corina. So the conclusion would be that practically the profession of nursing had to innovate, had to bring upon alternative ways of learning and of getting the nursing practice. And at the same time, maybe it was better that this crisis came upon, because this way, let's say the modernization of nursing profession came a bit earlier. Maybe it needed to be changed in certain aspects. Yeah. I'm not sure if we have our international guest connected. There must be some problem with the network connection. So we had to talk about this subject to our guests from University of Bern and from University of Madrid, but I'm not sure if they're connected, Serge and Alina. And there had to be also two representatives from a private clinical Medicover, but I think they are not connected. So in this case, I would like to take the discourse and address to the students that are present to this event. How do they see this part of innovation of nursing student? What is their opinion upon nursing research and digitalization? And to what extent they think that the nurse has a main role in community care? Any one of you can start and talk about this subject, even Georgiana, maybe Theodora. So to what extent do you think that the nurse has adapted itself to digitalization? What was the impact on you, because you are also nursing students? And if you think that it has been, let's say, a short process or a long-term process? So we have more students who maybe would like to share with us their impact of digitalization on their education. Georgiana?
Yes, hello. For me, it was very difficult because I was the person that loved to go to school, to interact with the persons, to speak in front of them, face to face, not on a computer, on a telephone. It is a little bit difficult, but since this period I begin to adapt myself, and I try to go on.
Okay, what about the others? Do you think that the nurse needed to innovate this field of nursing? Did it help the digital technology or not? Think about your own experience in, let's say, in the school, but also from your learning practice experience. Claudio, if you can hear us, you can also address us a few words on the impact of digitalization upon your nursing education.
Hello, yeah, I can hear you. So for me, it wasn't difficult. I mean, personally, I prefer to interact directly, but I didn't have any issues. So for me, it's a good thing to adapt to the online and digital nursing. So that's all for me.
To what extent do you think we needed this in the nursing education? We needed to innovate and change a bit the methods, the techniques, and so on.
I think, first of all, we were forced because of this pandemic, and we had to adapt. But luckily, we could see that it's necessary to digitalize, because sometimes it's not possible to, because of the I don't know, pandemic or other stuff, is not possible to interact face to face. So for example, if you have I don't know, other nurses from around the world, you can connect easier, and maybe you can exchange some, I don't know, views. No. that's what I think.
And about this impact on the clinical stage, what was it for you? Have you felt something different? Have you felt that, I don't know, maybe nurses became more technological, or maybe they approach more to the patient care?
Okay, I didn't have enough chance to understand exactly this impact, because I just had my first practice in the hospital. So, well, maybe in the future I could see a little bit more.
Thank you, Claudio. Somebody else? Who else can talk to us
Can
about
I?
the impact? Of course. Mm-hmm.
Hello,
Please.
I'm Pastor Stefania Daniela. I'm second year in Carol Davila. For me, this online experience was great, benefit me in so many ways. I also discover a side of me to interact with people without knowing them personally. But for example, my colleagues, I meet them after 1 year, but having this the school online We interact every day by messages and by meetings. So we already had a bond there. When we meet, we knew each other so well. So that was a very nice feeling to have. After that, I think the information is more accessible, and you have the opportunity to have your support presentations, courses, information that you receive during online sessions on your phone, on your laptop, anytime that you need them, and maybe you don't remember something, you can access them more faster than to go home. And for example, if we had the normal like attending to school and you have to write your notes, you have to wait to go home to read your notes and whatever. So this for me was a little bit, the process was more accelerating and I liked it. And also I want to say that in nursing, the technology, I had the experience to see how impacted in the caring of the patients. I had my NME experience in winter tour in Switzerland, so in a home care. So the patients there, they had also, for example, tablets where they can FaceTime with their family and relatives, and it was really great because like that, you don't have to wait for a visit for your psychical comfort. You can always reach them, and you can have I don't know, your conversation with them, or to see them if you have communication problems. So I think benefit that a lot in the nursing, caring, and support the patients like that.
Okay, thank you so much, Stefania.
Welcome.
It seems that one of our international guests has reached the meeting. There had been some network problems. So we have our guest from University of Madrid, Alina Renghia. We welcome you, Alina. We have started the meeting for about 40 minutes, but you are very welcome and we are glad that you have joined us. And our main subject was to understand to what extent the nurses needed to come through this process of innovation, and at the same time to digitalize the nursing education process, and how were things back in Madrid regarding nursing education and clinical placement, taking into account that we were forced to modernize and adapt to digitalization. Please.
Hello. Thank you very much. Sorry for the delay. We are finishing our course and we just started the exams, and all the time at the final of the academic course, we have a lot of events and a lot of problems. In March of 2020, we was casually quite prepared to pass to a digital process. So we only late 1 week and start again all the program with the students, all online. And also we can replace the clinical placements in the hospital until the summer with placements in robotic simulation center, that which is a center that we already have in the university. So let's say casually, we was really prepared. All the teachers have all the have computers, iPads, and all the technology they need in their house, and we start to learn and to use in the same time some informatic platforms bigger than Moodle. We have now a platform named canvas, which allows a big videos with large timing, more than 2-3 hours, that the students can see that allowed you to register everything. We have platform that block your computer for the exams. They can detect which problem have if you disconnect your computer. Or we really have all the tools to. It was quite difficult because not all the teacher was a time to use everything, but now we are happy that come back to the campus for many things, and come back to the hospital, and come back to the international placements also. Alina received a lot of students from Madrid. Thank you very much. They was very happy with the exchange.
We were glad to receive them and to show them how we do nursing here in hospitals.
And they come very very happy, and they come and they appreciate very much the nurses, the contact with the patient, and how the hospital cares the patient in Romania. Sometimes in other country, they think that because Romania have a low economic level, the hospital are bad, the nursing is not so developed, and they come with all this old thinking about change it. And I was very, very happy, because for me, I'm very proud that it's changed a lot, and there are other people who can talk about this. If online preparation and innovation is here, and it's part of our academic program, but it's not. But also we understand that we cannot replace all the nursing preparation by online formation or by simulation, clinical placement simulated with robots.
I'm curious about the impact that and the feedback that your students have upon this, let's say, forced way of doing nursing education. What is their feedback? Because our students say, oh, it's difficult. Oh, come on, I need time. It's not enough. And they practically see this as a challenge. Was it a challenge for your students too?
It's true that it is a challenge for the students, and we have some some educational program about innovation, health technology and health sciences. Here we are still developing this, and the result that the students are very good with the application or with the programs that they are using in their life. But after this, it's not so easy for them to study online or with the tools that the university give them. So they prefer to come to the university, to go to the hospital, and after this also they can see, they can appreciate the benefits of the technology. We ask them in innovation and technology program to change some procedure from the hospital by the technology. So we ask them to change a way that we are working all the time in the hospital to some new way made by technologies tools. And they are very good in this. They are very good because I think it's a part of their daily life. So I think it's a good thing as complementary preparation, but they don't was so happy, and the result don't was so good during the pandemic period.
Okay, but there certainly has been a lesson to all of us, and now we are kind of prepared. And we think this is also because we needed to move forward and find alternative solutions, and at the same time understand that things should evolve in order that we evolve ourselves. Okay, thank you so much, Alina, for the moment. I would also like our teachers to address a few words. What was their impact on digitalization? What is their opinion? Did digitalization help nursing practice and nursing education? Was it a challenge for them too? So we have our teachers, Raluca Brad, nursing teacher, and also Mara Tamash, if they want to address us a few words. How did you perceive this process of digitalization in the nursing practice and education? So that we can have an exchange of ideas, because Alina has insisted that although they adapted, this does not mean that it has been an easy process. No one would like to say anything. Okay, Corina.
Yes.
We should go back to our second subject regarding the importance of nursing research, because nursing research is also
Alina,
a dimension.
Alina, now, if you can hear me.
I can hear you now. Okay.
Yeah,
Raluca?
sorry, I have problems with my laptop, sorry. Yeah, a few words maybe I could say. In this years, I think it was necessary to be more responsible and more adaptable. Because of course the pandemic caused by the coronavirus brought major changes, and I think the key word of this year's was adaptability, and also in our profession responsibility and adaptability were the key words. But also we saw in this year's more than ever that together we could find solutions to any situation and move forward with confidence. So I think maybe sometimes the changes are necessary to move forward, and also the students and the nursing teachers were very adaptable in these years. And despite or due to the pandemic, I think nursing students keep confidence in their profession, and this is the most important thing. So the period was a source of stress, of course, but also creativity has been required to keep nursing students in theoretical and clinical training. And every day we found solutions to move forward. So I think after this year's we have also good things and bad things, but anyway, we are here and this is the most important thing. And we are moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Raluca. I would also like to invite Corina to continue with the aspect of the nursing research, because I'm also curious about our guest in Madrid, how they perceive the importance of having this research in nursing, and also encourage students to understand how important it is to have this part of nursing also involved in the education process. Corina, a few words, and then we will ask Alina to bring her opinion upon the subject.
Okay, I need to make me host again. I need for sharing.
Just a second.
Yes.
It's
Okay,
all
thank
good
you.
now, Corina.
Thank you. So we need some words associated with research.
Keywords.
Keywords, yes, keywords. Nursing research develops knowledge about health and the promotion of health over the full lifespan care of persons with health problems and disabilities, and the nursing actions to enhance the ability of individuals to respond effectively to actual or potential health problems. This focus of nursing research complement those of biomedical research, which is primarily concerned with causes and treatments of disease. Advancements in biomedical research have resulted in increased life expectancies, including life expectancies of those with serious injury and those with chronic or terminal disease. These biomedical advances have thus led to growth in the numbers of those who require nursing care to live with health problems such as the frail elderly, the chronically ill, and the terminally ill. Research conducted by nurses includes various types of studies in order to derive clinical interventions to assist those who require nursing care. The complexity of nursing research and its broad scope often requires scientific underpinning from several disciplines. Hence, nursing research cuts across traditional research lines and draws its methods from several fields. So I will give the floor to my colleague and our partners.
Okay, so Alina, how do you do in University of Madrid regarding motivating students to approach the process of nursing research and understand the importance of prevention, because this is a dimension that all schools, all nursing schools should base on.
And I think is the future of the nursing education, the prevention. I'm finishing my PhD in EDADIS, which is a concept who are talking about the way how we look the older people, the way how we judge the older people, or the way how we feel respect of the older people. And the problem is that we have to actualize our nursing education in prevention of chronic disease or to the attention at the end of the life, as say my colleague. The students made their first approach to to the investigation project with the final degree project. They can realize documental investigation, systematic review. They can planify some nursing education about a health problem that they are detecting, or they can make healthcare plan. Healthcare plan this year we already doesn't realize, because it's a kind of project they are realizing in their clinical placements each time when they change the rotation. And health programs, education, we are evaluating in this moment if we will still accepted this kind of works, because it's quite difficult for a student to design a kind of project to approach cares to a big population with the same health problem, with in a way that you can be in touch with all of them after this, evaluate. And the project that we are receiving are not so real. We are planning to have some innovation project, and the systematic review as final degree project. Clinical trial, it's not possible because the hospital cannot collaborate, and they cannot have results of their investigation. So they can design it, but they cannot. After this, it's quite impossible to have real results. In this moment in Spain, to apply an investigation project, you have to be part of the employees of the hospital. You have to be nurse in the hospital, and after this in the faculty. If you only work in the university, you only can investigate for the moment in the university. We are trying to change this politic, but because of the law of data protection, it's quite difficult to investigate in this moment.
Okay, thank you so much. And so, as we know, because you mentioned prevention, yeah, and when we know that the prevention is practically a fundamental component of community health nursing, how do you encourage students to understand the importance of prevention, taking into account clinical placement and theoretical classes at university?
I'm not sure that I understand the question.
Yes, the question is if you insisted more on this fundamental component of nursing, which is prevention of diseases. Do students understand that prevention comes first before treatments?
I think so, or we want to think that they understand this, because we explain the difference of the, for example, of two persons with the same age. You can have two persons with 60 years, and the only things that they have together, it's already have 16 years. In this moment, one person could be perfect. Another person could be in very bad condition, clinical condition, and another person could have the same age, and they could have chronic problems, but very good functional condition. So this depends in big part about the genetics condition, but another big part depends of the health lifestyle. And I understand this is the line that we have to work in prevention, directly related with lifestyle, with activity, with health, mental condition. And these are the line where we have to work, because we have the lucky that we are very, very close to the patient. The nurses we have the opportunity to share with the patient more time than others sanitary colleagues. So I think we have to approve this condition to implement the prevention. It's not the same the condition in which the people live with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So practically, when you talk about implementing prevention, you mean you have maybe extracurricular activities, maybe workshops, maybe something outside the main curricula of nursing in your school? What do you do? How do you do this? How do you touch this dimension of extracurricular education with your students there?
They have 6 ECTS complementary education. They can choose any activity of the university or our health school activities that we are proposed to. For example, this activity is related with OMS strategies, and they come to those activities. Those activities we are doing in we are collaborating with ¿cómo se dice ayuntamiento? With public cum se zice primărie, scuze, with public institution, and we are involving another society participants, for example, to eat. And after this, we measure with some validated instrument if our activities are useful or not.
Okay, so practically when you talk about encouraging them in understand the importance of extracurricular activities, you involve them in a local to a local extent.
We make them to participate in this kind of the activity as part of the activity, or as observational part of it. So they are participating in all the project, all the investigation project. It was quite difficult because we start with older people, and the pandemic period, it don't was the best the best moment, but we made some activity in April, we made some activity in May, and we will start again those activities in September.
I see. But are students responding to this? It's for them the type of activity that they prefer?
No, they need the ECTS. So they come because they need the ECTS. But after this, we are very happy because they like to participate, and they are very participative, and also the older people. So in the part of the debates and cineforum and other activities, after this, they are very, very good, surprised.
But I would also like to ask you, this is an extra question that I am curious about. How was this process of giving nursing services through the digital technologies, as in the services of the current doctors, family doctors?
No.
You didn't use this?
No, we for the moment, you can, the doctor and the nurse can attend you by telephone, which is new, because before it wasn't possible. And also you can make formation, for example, if you are pregnant or after give birth, or if you have diabetes during your pregnancy, you can have formation already online. And also our nursing college offer health formation to the families, to the patients. We have a kind of expert patients who also participate to this kind of health information or health. So there are many possibilities that before the pandemic period was so possible. And also we experiment that many kind of process, for example, medical permits for sickness. This kind of process in this moment are not made it, not even for the doctor, or not even for the nurses. We have some informatic person which takes all the information that they need, and after this the doctor only have to sign this project. So we learn to appreciate more, or to change the way where we are spending our time into the work. But and into the and also our students in innovation health technology programs are working in small application to manage aspect of the real life. For example, application that you can manage the vaccination of your son with explication which we can give to the parents, and it gives you information about the vaccination, about the time, about the complication, about the
medical files, practically medical files.
And also they are working in some health programs, prevention programs for informal care, because in this moment we need around 100,000 nurses. In Spain, we don't have another 100 nurses more. We will not have, and we don't have money to employ 100,000 nurses. Also happens with the doctors. So we have to find a way to help the people who can make by themselves, or the family who want to make for their familiar people. Those kind of cares depend of each kind of sickness. So we are working in a kind of small platforms for informal care also.
I see. That would be interesting to share with us the results. Maybe we would also take the idea and implement it here. Before we end up this meeting with the conclusion of what we discussed, I would like to ask our colleagues if they want to address some questions, or our students to Alina. No one, no question to our guest? Well, then I would like to come up with the conclusions, because that's for certain that digital technologies have had a great influence upon the medical assistance, and this including robots, systems, and our, let's say, addiction to mobile phones, which these days and these last few years has proven to be very, very important. And although we have evolved in the way we use technologies and we understand technologies, yes, it is also and continues to be a constant challenge for all of us, even when we talk about hospital activity, or when we talk about school activity, that is for sure. So practically we realized that technologies, digital technologies, and new modern robots bring benefit to nursing practice and to nursing services, because we are sure that we can monitor easier the patient. Yes, we can make the triage easier, and we can also use these services and technologies for prevention, as you said. Yeah. And regarding the influence of what we have experienced these 2 years, we can see that we should be prepared anytime for anything. I mean, this was like a life lesson to all of us. And I am glad, for example, I am glad that you shared with us the fact that it hasn't been easier. It won't be easy in the future, but still we are optimist and we go with the wave. And we have our colleague Mirela who wants to ask Alina something. Please, Mirela.
Bună! Bine te-am regăsit, Alina. Întrebarea mea este cât de complicat a fost trecerea de la evidența manuală la digitalizare.
În română sau în spaniolă, pardon?
Nu în română, că suntem...
Okay. It was difficult for us, it was difficult for the students, but not only for how you use the technology, because finally the technology have the same buttons for all the people and all function in the same way. But for example, for me was difficult because I start to make videos, 1 hour videos. Nobody is able to attend 1 hour video. So first time I make 20 videos, 1 hour. The students learn not too much. It don't was so useful. More, if you have 60 person online attending 1 class, if you don't make interactive activities to have feedback about if they understand, don't understand, have questions, don't have questions, also is difficult because the people could disconnect quickly. You can take off your camera and you can take a coffee and something interesting to the television or to the mobile. And it's quite easy for the teacher also to disconnect of the classes. So we have to understand also it was difficult for the students because they are not so able to have a fixed agenda and program their time, but also for us because we are not preparing very well the information, the video, the tools that we give to the students. So we are still learning about, and in communication, I think we have to learn a lot. I make, for example, some seminary about older people, and the same seminary is work with the students because I'm starting for the negative vision about older people, and for the students it's okay because in half an hour they could change, they could find the good way. And the same seminary I was made it with older people, and it's not a good way to do it because with person with different character and different abilities, when you start for the negative side, they became angry, and I was not able to slow down the tension during the formation. It was good, but the people finalize with preoccupation, and it don't was my objective. So I think the online formation is a challenge. It's here and we have to attend and we have to include it, but also we need to learn a lot about.
And I would like to come up with the last few questions before finishing. If there is no other of my colleagues who wants to address you a few words. How was this?
Alina, sorry to interrupt you, but Mara also raised her hand.
Mara, please. Okay.
Hello. It was really interesting to hear so much information regarding digitalization. I have a question. You said that it was challenging to bring
Nu se aude,
online
Mara.
courses.
Nu te auzim.
We can hear you.
What about now? No?
Yes, perfect. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. I was speaking to myself then. You said that it was a challenge to introduce digital courses and trainings online. But do you think after these 2 years, do you ever think that we'll ever go back to just the desk manual and to the course books, and we will leave the online option away?
No, I think we have to make a mix. The online enrich the time that you are using for your classes. You can promote a lot of materials for the students, a lot of challenges, a lot of exams or kind of evaluation. Which you cannot do it by the traditional exams, and it have to be part of our lecture, but it don't have to be only online. For example, for projects, that we understand that we have to have at least some time that the students can work together, make teams, and after this they can work by themselves and collaborate. But if you don't give a space to make a team with the teacher, with the class, to have a common project, it's not easy to connect with them.
Yes, we have to also connect them physically and just to make connection with teachers, with other peers, and with colleagues. But I've seen it in our school. Our management team and our director actually managed to find a way to have our final exam, like a mock exam, and it was taken online, and it was a real success. I don't think anyone thought of that, but we were faced with a challenge and we accepted it, and we actually came through with high colors. So it was nice. Yeah. So a mix will follow, online and offline. That will be the new course of training, right?
For example, I made my exam online, presential and online. The students come with the computer and make the exam during the class. Because for me, it's easier to have the results, and for them, they are still in the university, and many activities, they come to the university, but we are still working online. And after this, they have part of the activities that they are working each one on with their team, autonomous also. Now I think the students are expecting to have more time interactive activities. They like to do things by themselves, not only memorize this, memorize there. No?
Yes, this was something that our students that came in the European nursing module in March in Romania, because we had 12 students taking this exchange here at our school. And I was curious because we have made a webinar at the first orientation day of the program. And I was curious to ask them, what did they learn out of virtual learning? And they shared that they learned that they have to be more self-study oriented. And it's something that I would also like to implement with our students, understand that the teacher is a resource and it's not the only resource. Yeah. So the teacher practically orientates you, explains things, maybe gives you innovative ideas, but it's not the only source that you should take upon your learning process. It was difficult for them too. In Denmark, for example, they had no online interactive courses, just registered courses. So we would expect in an education field such as that of Denmark, things to be perfect. They were not, and they had a bad impact upon study, but we can mix, we can combine them, that's for sure. Okay, thank you so much, Alina. I also thank our colleagues for being here today. And of course, our students, our nursing students. We have students here from first, second, and third year. And it has been a pleasure, and I hope it's just the beginning, that we can keep this relation and share together more events like those, because today it's a special day and we should be celebrating, and we celebrate it by contacting each other and connecting each other from two different places, but still pointing the common ideas. We thank you so much. We thank our students, our teachers, and hope to see you in some other events, and hope you will have a great E&M program if you are doing this now in May. If you are involved, your school is developing or not this program in May. And see you in future events. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alina. Thank you for the school invitation.
We keep in touch.
We keep in touch.
Have a great day, everyone.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.